If you're in a relationship and you feel like you keep having the same fight over and over in different forms, this video is for you. Most couples think that their problem is what they're arguing about, but that's actually not the real problem, and it's why the same fights keep happening over and over again. I see this all the time working with couples in therapy. They'll spend hours trying to resolve the content of the issue and nothing actually gets resolved. So they leave the conversation feeling frustrated, disconnected, and stuck in the exact same pattern. And if you don't understand this, you can spend years in a relationship having the same fight over and over in different forms. I've been working with couples for over a decade, and this is one of the most common patterns I see. So here's what's actually happening. The thing that most couples don't realize is this: 9 times out of 10, the fight isn't really about the fight. The fight isn't about the content of what you're talking about. It's about the process of how you're talking to each other. This is something we learn in grad school as therapists, the difference between content and process. The content is what you're fighting about, the kids, the dishes, what movie to see, but the process is how you're communicating. When couples are focused on content, they're usually trying to prove a point, to defend themselves, or get the other person to admit they're wrong. But the process, things like tone, timing, nervous system state, and emotional safety, is what determines whether the communication actually works. You can be talking about something completely reasonable, but if your tone is sharp, or you're both activated, or neither person feels heard or understood, that conversation is going to go nowhere. So the mistake is thinking if we just solve this issue, we'll be okay. Thinking the content is the real issue, but it's not. The truth is, if you don't address the process, every new issue will turn into the same fight. And this is where most couples get it wrong. So here's the shift. Instead of trying to win the argument or resolve the issue right away, you have to zoom out and become observers of the dynamic. You have to stop being players and become the coach who has an outside perspective. So instead of asking who's right or how do we resolve this, pause and see if you can look at the way you're communicating. Rather than reacting inside the pattern, you have to step outside of the pattern, observe it, and articulate it. You have to step outside of the conversation together and look at what's happening in real time. So instead of being defensive with one another, it becomes an inquiry in which you're both detectives trying to understand what's happening and why. That shift into awareness, into actually seeing the process while it's happening, changes everything. Because once you step into that observational space, you interrupt the automatic reactions and create the possibility for a completely different kind of conversation. And if you can't do that in the moment, the move isn't to push harder. It's to pause, regulate, and come back when you can show up differently and bring these insights about the process back into the communication. When you're looking at the process together, you become collaborators and trying to compassionately understand the dynamic that's occurring rather than being adversaries battling it out. I break this down in way more detail with specific skills you can use in my Clarity Communication Framework. So if you want that, just comment or DM me and I'll send you the link. This is one of those things that's actually really easy to understand in your head, but actually changing these patterns in real life takes practice, repetition, and awareness. So if you want any support with that, my team and I at My LA Therapy specialize in couples and communication, so feel free to DM us or book a free call at mylatherapy.com. You can use the code BROOK50 for $50 off your first session.